right there, Latin 1. So here we are on review 4. This is on page 183. Definitely my favorite story out of all of the stories in here. It's awesome. So let's go over the glossary, shall we? Let's see. First word we see is rex regis. Rex regis. And that means king. I think we've seen it before, but it's where we get Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's where we get regal, regent, regency, reign. The next word is clusini, clusinorum. This is kind of like Romani. That's the people of Rome. This is the people of Clusium. It's not too far away from Rome at that time. Fame perire. Perire is to die, to perish. That's where we get that from. It's eo ire, which I love that because eo ire means to go. Per means to thoroughly go. In other words, to die. So pereo, perire, perivi, periturum. Fame is from famis, and I think it's masculine, but I've forgotten. Or it's fames. And so fame is where we get the word famine from. Patria, patriae. I know that we saw that when we did the Muki or the Horatii versus the Kuriatii. So fatherland, not native land, fatherland. You can see patria, right? So it's patriarchal. Servo, servare, servavi, servatum. This is to save. We saw this all the way back in review 1. This is where we get the word servus from. Tiberis, tiberis. Again, we're going to talk about the Tiber River. Castra, castrorum. Now, this is always a neuter plural. There's a few words in Latin that are always plurals. This is one of them. And it means camp, but if you think about a camp, it's a group of tents. So it kind of makes sense that it would be plural. Hostes, hostium. This is specifically the enemy. Okay, this is where you get hostile from. And yes, you might notice that the singular is hostis, which is not enemy, it's friend, which tells us a lot about the Romans. Like, they're just people who host you. Either they're fighting you or they're feeding you. Gladius, gladii, this means sword, and the Roman short sword was about 2 feet long, very sharp, double-edged, good for stabbing. It's where we get gladiator, one who uses the sword. Trans means across. This is not part of Sid space, so it takes the accusative. You get all kinds of words from trans, anything that has the word trans in front of it. Multitudo, multitudinis. This is a feminine word. It means crowd. It's where we get the word multitude from. And this is a crowd or a mob. Mensa, mensae. This means table. What I get a kick out of in Spanish, it turns into mesa, because the word mensa means stupid, which is even funnier when you think about the fact that, like, a smart people society, they have IQ requirements and all kinds of stuff. They call themselves mensa. Ante takes the accusative. It's not part of Sid space. It means in front of. Okay, in this instance, it means in front of. It can mean before. I stand here in front of you. I stand here before you. Militibus, that's the dative version of miles militis. Okay. Uter. Now, uter is an interesting word. It means which one of two. Okay. So it's when you're faced with the dilemma of two things. Ile. Ile means that one. There's ile, illa, illud, hic, haec, hoc. Ile, illa, illud is far away. Hic, haec, hoc is nearby. Stupeo, stupere, stupui. This is to be amazed, to gape, to be stupefied. I know that there's other words from this, but I can't remember any of them. Scriba, scribi. If you notice closely, scriba, scribi is a first declension masculine because it's a job. Yeah, it's a scribe. It's like the paymaster, the secretary. Superbe. Superbe. This is adverbial of superbus. Superbus means proud or haughty. This is proudly. Next one, voco, vocare, vocavi, vocatum. This is to call. Okay, and we've seen this one before. Poenai, poenarum. This is an interesting one. Punishment is also a plural. This is penalty or punishment. It's where you get subpoena from, actually. You are brought under the threat of punishment. You are subpoenaed. Arai, this means altar, the thing that you sacrifice things on. This is an altar. Ignis, this means fire. It's where you get ignite, ignition, stuff like that. It's masculine. Dexter, dextra, dextrum. You want to definitely make a card for this. Okay, this means right, as in the hand that doesn't make the L. It's where we get ambidextrous, because it means someone has got two right hands. Right. Fortissimus aum. This means very brave. Okay, it's not just fortis; it's fortissimus aum. Sinister, sinistra, sinistrum. Now this is the left. Okay, as in the hand that makes the L. Okay, and so if you're sinister, it means you're left-handed because they thought that that was the hand that you curse people with. Skywola, skywolai. Now this is a nickname and it means lefty. So call him Lefty. And it comes from skywusaum, which also means left. Now you've got a bunch of verbs down there. Notice the numbers that are next to them. It's because those are the lines that they come from. So obsideo, obsidere, obsedi, obsessum. This is to besiege. We did this all the way back in chapter review 1. Okay, constituo, constitura, constitui, constitutum. This is to decide. So a constitution is a decision. Transeo, transire, transii, or transivi, and transitum. This is to go across. Don't just say to cross, to go across. I guess you could say to cross, technically. Now, notice when you put this preposition in front of it, you've turned eo ire into a transitive verb, because you can cross a river. Inicio, inicora, inyeki, and yectum. Now, this means to insert, okay, or to toss. So we've got konikio, konikora, and we've got inikio, inikora, and they're two different things, okay? And then the last one, remito, remitora, remisi, remisum, okay? And this is to send back. This is mito mitra, but again. So to send again is to send back, all right? So what I want you to do now is do exercises review B, C, and D. Pretty simple, pretty easy to figure out. So for number 1, when he batis on review 4B, you got to tell me the person, or I'm sorry, the tense, that's going to be imperfect, the person, that's going to be second, and the number, that's going to be plural. Then you have to give all 4 principal parts of it. So you're going to have the word with 3 bits of information after it, and underneath it, give me all 4 principal parts. Okay? Do that for exercise B. For exercise C, change it from whatever form they give you, which is in the imperfect, to present and then perfect. So wolebam, keep the same person and number. So wolebam will turn to wolo, will turn to wolui. Okay? And then D, don't explain to me the uses of doom and the infinitives. Okay? Just read it or type it up, translate it, and then highlight any infinitives you see though. So dum Cornelii ad calponam appropinquant, subito canis apparuit. You wouldn't have to highlight anything because there's no infinitive there. But while the Cornelii are approaching to the inn, suddenly a dog appears. Or appeared, sorry. All right, so pay attention to tense. Don't worry about explaining the uses of doom or the infinitive. All right, that is plenty for you for right now, so I'm going to hit the button.